सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। It is called service. Please correct me if I am wrong. Intelligence, in the parenthesis prajna, the most subtler intelligence, can become knowledge and consciousness too. Well, depends on the meaning in which you use a given word. So word prajna can be used in the sense of consciousness. It is used in some Upanishad, like Kaushitaki Upanishad. And that prajna or the consciousness manifests as the knowledge of ghata, pata, this particular knowledge. So we can say that knowledge is in two stages. Samanya jnanam, the general knowledge. Vishesha jnanam, particular knowledge. So when I perceive this path, first of all there is this perception, this is. And then this is a path. So this is, and this is gold. This is, and this is cloth. So this is associated with every object of perception. That is samanya or the universal aspect of everything, every knowledge. When you say this is a part, then that becomes particular. This is universal, joined with part, cloth, X, Y, Z, it becomes particular. Consciousness cannot be myself because I can say I am conscious of something. Just consciousness cannot be myself because I say I am conscious of something. You are conscious of something because you are consciousness. The reason why we are conscious of various things, names and forms, so in every particular consciousness, this is a part, this is a class, as I said, this is, call it this is, that's the consciousness. And that consciousness you are. Consciousness is the most fundamental reality as we discussed in the evening. And that manifests as a given name and form, so that's a particular manifestation of the universal principle. Subtlest intelligence, ultra-fine intelligence, prajna, is essential to create anything. So that alone becomes creator. Required to know anything becomes knower. Knowledge about a thing is in the form of subtlest intelligence. Intelligence itself is becoming a thing, vastu. Subtlest intelligence can become everything and anything. Things cannot become intelligent. Intelligence can become all things. By knowing this, I know the essence of everything. I don't know what is the purpose of this or what it is that you are arriving at. But true, you call it intelligence, call it consciousness, it is the subtlest principle. And that alone becomes the particular consciousness, particular intelligence, which is what we call creation, the universal becoming particular. By knowing this, by knowing the consciousness of the self, you know the essence of everything. Consciousness cannot be known as something objective, something different from me, because whatever is different from me is insentient, is unconscious. Only insentient, unconscious thing can only become the object of knowledge, can be objectified. And that, in light of which is objectified, is consciousness, and that is you. So is that clear what I said? Swamiji, my question is, but still why Ananda is not felt? To know that you are consciousness, the real knowledge is to become consciousness. Meaning that right now, you, the consciousness, is mixed up with this body, mind, sense complex, which is unconscious. And that's the reason why you do not feel the Ananda is limitlessness, because the limitless is lumped with the limited. That is why we are taught the Atma Anatma Viveka, separating the self from the non-self. And then when you see the self as free from limitations, that is Ananda. Etat sarvam buddhya eva avishkritam. All of this is known only by the buddhi or my intelligence. Yadi etat paramam jnanam va anandam anubhavitavyam. If by this knowledge I do not experience ananda, then what is the advantage of all this knowledge? Ultimate purushartha is ananda. What we are seeking in life ultimately is ananda, happiness, and unconditional happiness. That is the purushartha. That's what we are seeking. The purpose of all this analysis is so that we recognize that as our own self. And therefore that also requires, in order for you to know yourself, the mind must become inward looking. Mind becomes inward looking when it becomes free from the agitations of ragadveshas. Meaning that this knowledge requires the purification of mind. The knowledge, objective knowledge, does not require purification of mind. For physics or chemistry, you do not need to have a mind free from ragadvesha. Because ragadveshas do not prevent you from objectifying something. Whereas ragadveshas prevent me to know myself objectively because already there is superimposition. Because of ragadveshas, I superimpose upon myself various ideas. Therefore, I must become, or as I progressively become free from ragadveshas, the ananda which is my nature becomes manifest. So what it is that comes in the way of experiencing ananda or manifestation of ananda is the rajoguna, tamoguna or rajas and tamas. And that is why we are always taught to constantly work for the purification of mind or removing the ragadveshas from the mind. As the mind becomes sattvic, it becomes transparent, more and more transparent to manifest the ananda. The example is a pool of water. If there is dirt in that pool of water, you cannot see the bottom. The surface is disturbed, then also you cannot clearly see the bottom. But if that water becomes free from impurity, and the surface also becomes tranquil, that body of water becomes transparent, so also our mind becomes transparent. And just that water body reveals the bottom, so also our mind reveals the ananda. Meaning that no separate effort is required to experience ananda other than purification of mind, making the mind sattvic by right values, attitudes. So, here the question is, I don't experience ananda. I understand so many things. Doesn't seem to result into any kind of satisfaction. That is because understanding is here, experiencing is here. Therefore, this is place which you have to make free from these impurities, then you experience. All understanding is where? Here. Where? In intellect. All experience is in the mind. Therefore, the purification of mind, in order to experience the true nature of myself. The extent to which we purify, to that extent we experience that. So no matter how great points I discover, I have no satisfaction from it. As I said, please simultaneously also work on purifying your mind by right attitude, as Lord Krishna teaches, the attitude of selflessness, devotion, worship, offering. This is what Lord Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita to purify the mind, to experience that ananda. Yesterday, Swamiji, you told us that Lord Indra had to perform penance for 101 years to gain Brahma Vidya. On a lighter note, for an ordinary person like me, I wonder how many births will it take, and in each of them, how many Vedanta retreats must I attend to gain this knowledge? Two things we have to do. We attend the retreats, meaning learn, and also work on ourselves to bring about is self-transformation in terms of self-purification. That work has to be done. The right values and attitudes have to come in our life. Then this knowledge will settle down. The example they give is some beggar came and this lady came out with I want some milk. That was held, the vessel that he had, with all kinds of dirt in it. I can't put milk in this, come on. What's wrong with that? No, your vessel is very dirty. And so the heart is a vessel, is dirty, and this thing also doesn't help. All common examples given. That does not, you understand that even this listening also gives us clarity, and that is how many doubts and problems, confusions are dealt with. More clear I am, more I can implement that in my life. Implementation of anything requires clarity. So more you listen to Vedanta, more clarity there is. And that will give you a greater understanding and incentive to put it into practice. How to withdraw from Vishayasakti, attachment to experiencing, enjoying the sense pleasures. How to withdraw from that. Entertainment, etc. The right way of withdrawing, one way of course is to create a distance and not indulge into that, number one. In itself that is not enough. Lord Krishna says, Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarajam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. You can create distance with the objects of pleasure, but the rasa or the attachment for them remains. And therefore, we must discover a greater pleasure within ourselves to become free from the need of that pleasure. And again, the means is antahkarana shuddhi. As our mind becomes purer, becomes calmer, reveals the ananda, become happy. So you discover more and more contentment with yourself as the mind becomes sattvic or pure. So that is the way to discover happiness from within. And that will enable me to withdraw from without, because mind wants happiness, one way or the other. If it doesn't get it here, you go out. So we have to have the mind enjoy happiness itself. That is called the purification. And that is something that we have to constantly work upon. And so worshipping Ishvara, serving others, serving the world of people, values, all of these are means for purification of mind. How to cultivate kshama, forbearance, even for those who cause extreme pain. How to forgive them. How to forgive those who even cause us extreme pain. Difficult. Not easy. Well, one way is to see the person behind the behavior. Person's behavior is hurtful. And if we respond to behavior, our behavior also will be similar. When somebody hurts me, my response is to hurt them back. A two-step response. One-step response is to retaliate. Two-step response is create a distance. That okay, this is what the person has done. See the person behind the behavior. The behavior is hurtful. But if we look at the person behind the behavior, we find a hurt person. The one who has hurt me, himself or herself also must be hurt, because a happy person cannot hurt somebody. Our own experience. When we're happy, there's no way that we can hurt. We can always make somebody happy. But when there is pain within ourselves, very often that pain manifests, behavior which may be hurtful to others, in words, in other actions, which may be hurtful. So, if you can have a two-step response, that here the person who has hurt me, the second step is seeing the person behind the behavior, a person in pain. If I can see that, then my impulse to retaliate would get subdued. So for Kshama, seeing the person behind the behavior. All those who hurt us are themselves hurt people. Only a hurt person can hurt somebody. A happy person cannot hurt somebody. A two-step response for Kshama. Out of all the Mahavakyas, Aham Brahmasmi seems to be most popular. No, Tattvamasi is most popular. And the teacher also gives an example of Tattvamasi. Even what we call Vakya Vritti also takes this Mahavakya Tattvamasi. But anyway, Aham Brahmasmi also is a response to the teaching. So Tattvamasi is called Upadesha Vakya. Aham Brahmasmi is Anubhava Vakya. And so that is also equally popular. Others are not that very popular. Ayam Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, they don't appear much. The Vakya that appears most frequently is Tattvamasi. And secondly, Aham Brahmasmi. What's the true glory of Sanskrit language? How to view it in accordance with Ishvara? Sanskrit language is called Deva Bhasha. So like Ishvara, if he has to speak, he'll speak in Sanskrit. But the main glory of Sanskrit language is all the scriptures are in Sanskrit. The commentaries are in Sanskrit. Now, of course, it's available in all regional languages as well. But still, what you get from the original text, if you knew Sanskrit well enough, then it will be more rewarding than dealing with the translations, etc. But otherwise, translation is good enough. But this would be the advantage of Sanskrit, that you will be able to approach the text directly. And you may not be scholarly enough to comment and stuff like that, but still, those words will be more meaningful to you. We tend to get into perfectionism while practicing dharmic life. Meaning that dharmic means being straightforward, being honest, being sincere, being responsible, All of this is involved in a dharmic life. We get into perfectionism, there's nothing wrong. But what happens is very often, when I am committed to dharma, I have a tendency of holier than thou. I see somebody not following dharma as I do, not honest enough, not truthful enough, not sincere enough, then holier than thou. Now this dharma always involves some pain. Nobody can be following dharma, the duty and righteousness, without undergoing some pain. Meaning that we have to let go something. For me to perform my duty towards you, your need should become more important than my need. For me to perform duty for my teacher or father or mother, their need would become more important than mine. Therefore, for performing duty, more often than not, it is necessary to let go of my need. That is what is painful. Performing an action may not be that painful. It can be perhaps be exhausting. But what gives emotional pain is that I have to let go of my need, and that is what is very painful in performing duty. I want to perform duty, but I want to hold on to everything. It doesn't work. So dharmic life means should be ready to let go. If any questions on the explanation, please raise your hand and seek clarification. Vedas proclaim that self-knowledge gives moksha. Bhagavan Bhashyakara says that only sannyasis can get moksha. Is sannyasa required for moksha? Self-knowledge is required. Sannyasa is a matter of convenience, but then a disposition of mind of a sannyasi is required. Vairagya is required. Viveka, Vairagya, which gives you the tranquility of mind, that is required to have focus. So whether you are sannyasi in form or not, it is desirable that you become a sannyasi in disposition. Meaning, become free from attachments, all kinds of worldly concerns. Otherwise, life is very demanding. My brother-in-law something happened, father-in-law something else happened. So this is endless stuff. You go to hospital today, you go to somewhere there. No, naturally, this is what the life demands. In India, particularly, the social things being what they are. Someday you have to say that enough is enough. I will not go to nowhere, I will go to anybody. My obligations are over. What will they say? Well, whatever they say. The problem in India is what will they say? So what they say is more important. I'm not exception to that, by the way. But this is how we are born and raised. What will they say? In the West, they don't care what they say. But this here, the society in fact controls the individual. Because it's a close-knit social structure, and therefore people are also very close, a very populated place and so forth. And that being the case, the society has an influence upon individuals, and therefore we have to generally take into account what the society will think, what others will think. So sannyasa means let go. They think it's their business, meaning becoming free from all these concerns. Swamiji mentioned in the morning, when you can recognize something is without any value, only then you can forget it. Any value to me in particular, Something may have value inherently, but it's no value to me, then, because what occupies my mind is what is of consequence. When I realize that something is not of any consequence, is there, then also is okay, not there, then also is okay, then I can become indifferent to that. And we have to discover this. Ultimately, what you are seeking is really in you. You are that. When I see it there, that is when that becomes of consequence. So whatever is of consequence, I analyze and I say that this happiness or security, etc., that I am seeking is not to be found there, is in me, in myself. So that way, we have to, if something is occupying my mind, then we have to analyze as to what value, in fact, it does have. So, what's the way of recognizing something is without any value? We give value to things, and inherently things may not have value as far as I am concerned. Meaning that I respect everything. I value everything, but then my relationship of being dependent upon something, that we have to grow out of. Not that if I do not value means I don't care for them, I care for them, I love them, whatever, but as far as the dependence is concerned, we have to become free from that. What is the significance of God's idol Abhishekam? Why is it that we are performing with mantras, materials like honey, curd, milk and other edible substances? Abhishekam meaning giving bath to the Lord. It's the way of worshipping the Lord because Lord Shiva is very fond of bath. Abhisheka Priya Shiva. Alankara Priyo Vishnu. Abhisheka Priya Shiva. Namaskara Priyo Bhanu. Alankara Priyo Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is fond of Alankara. So you go to any temple of Lord Krishna or any form of Vishnu, all kinds of ornaments will be there. They spend hours sometimes in decorating. Lord Shiva is nothing. He's just a Shivalinga. What can you do with it? Nothing. At the most apply bhasma and so forth, because he lives in smashan, he lives in cremation ground. So I guess he needs to be purified. That's Abhisheka, So Lord Shiva is very fond of Abhisheka. Lord Narayana very fond of ornament. Not much Abhisheka. Although they do, but still, the time they spend in ornamentation is much longer than Abhisheka. Surya is fond of Namaskar. Namaskara Priyo Bhanu. So Surya Namaskar. The fourth quarter of this verse. Alankara Priyo Vishnu. Abhisheka Priya Shiva. Namaskara Priyo Bhanu. Brahmana Bhojana Priya. Brahmana is, he loves Bhojanam. Somebody got a bit, says, Swami is not that. Brahmana, no, Bhojana. Bhojana Priya. Hey, you, Brahmana is Janapriya. He loves people. So Bhojana is divided to Bho and Jana. Bho is the Sambodhanam. Hey, Bho. Brahmana, Bho, Janapriya. So why it's a way of worshipping? That's all. I mean, why do you give a gift in, on the birthday, and why do you bring new clothes for your friends or for relatives or for dear and near ones? What do we do to express our love? To our dear ones, what do? We do something that they like. And so we do to what the Lord likes. As I said, Lord Shiva likes Abhishekam. Lord Vishnu likes Lankara. That's what we do. And in fact, that becomes meditation. During that time, that is when you constantly think of the Lord whom we are doing Abhisheka, like decorating, also becomes meditation. In fact, there was one sage, Vinoba Bhave, and he was wondering why Lord Shiva's Shivalinga, there is a pot of water from which water is dripping constantly. So what is this? Why is it drops of water dripping? Then he thought of it is the constant meditation upon the Lord and maintain a constant flow of thoughts. That's what it symbolizes. For a grihastha, he works to perform duty towards his family. Upon awareness to reduced interest in desire-prompted activities, he can reduce his desire. But if family craves more, he is forced to work harder, which might be stressful. He may not be able to do his karma with Ishvara Pranidhanam attitude. Meaning that the head of the household doesn't need much, but the family needs. I guess the spouse needs new clothes and new ornaments, and son needs this, that, a new car, etc. And so it's for you to draw the line as to what you can provide and what you cannot provide. And otherwise, it's endless. To provide the needs of others is endless. You draw some boundary somewhere. As grihastha, we have to put others' needs ahead of our own, Veda says. If my desire is to spend time for spiritual pursuit, then how to approach? As I say, draw boundaries. Thus far and no further. This is what I can do and this is what I cannot do. My son wants a new car. Well, do with the old one. He wants new clothes. Do with what you have. I don't know. Why is Om Shanti chanted thrice? Not there are three kinds of Shanti or peace, but there are three obstacles to peace. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika. Means that my own body mind may disturb my peace of my mind. That's Adhyatmika. Adibhautika, the elemental world, can disturb the peace of my mind by creating all noises and various other things. Adidevika, the divine forces, too much rain, too much cold, too much this, that also can disturb my peace of soul. Therefore we chant Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. May there be freedom from the obstacles coming from individual, from elemental world, from the divine. Shanti is not three kinds, the obstacles are of three kinds.
Om Swami. Swamiji, can you please explain what is elemental world?
What is it?
What is elemental world?
Aha.
Adi Bhautika.
Elements mean bhautika.
Yes, Swami.
So this world is made of 5 elements. You know 5 elements? Air, space, air, fire, water and earth. These are the Panchama Bhutani. So what is made of the combination of Bhutani? It's called Bhautika. Bhautika is that which is made of the combination of Bhuta or the elements. So this world is made of 5 elements, a combination. It's called Bhautika. Adi means centered upon. Adi Bhautika means centered upon the elemental world. Adhyatmika centered upon the individual. Devika centered upon the Devatas, divine forces.
Swamiji, I have an extra doubt, Swamiji. So, what we perceive as Jagat is nothing but the 5 elementals. So, Adidevika, anything like cyclone or tsunami, is very similar to Adi Bhautika. How do I reconcile this?
No, cyclone or tsunami, the source is Adidevika, then it affects the Bhautika. But tsunami is caused not by you or I or this, it's caused by the force is beyond our control. So we call it divine tsunami or, so that is why it can be called Adidevika. When the Atma Sadhaka tries hard to make progress by doing a lot of activities towards achieving Antahakana Shuddhi, he will be facing a lot of obstacles in the form of vasanas and prarabdha. What's the best way to overcome this difficulty so that he can continue to progress without setback? So the answer is to overcome the negative vasanas, we should cultivate positive vasanas. Positive vasana is the vasana of worshipping, vasana of serving, vasana of karma yoga. So there were the spiritual practices that are prescribed, whether it is japa, tapa, etc. All of these will cultivate positive vasanas. And they will neutralize the negative vasanas accumulated. It's a process, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And when you do something good, when you go out of your way to help somebody, an act of kindness will give you immediate satisfaction. Then you know that the good vasana has neutralized something. So, whenever I do something good in terms of helping somebody, doing an act of kindness, we discover an inner satisfaction, knowing internally that what I have done is something right. And so, therefore, Lord Krishna prescribes karma yoga. He is performing a karma, duties, in the spirit of serving others, helping others. Or Puja Swami would say that when somebody comes before me, my first thought is, how can I be helpful to this person? That attitude, or how can I be helpful? That will create new vasana. Normally, what is my response? How can I use this person? When somebody comes, my response, how can I use it? Now I replace it by, how can I be useful? So this will... What is the best way to control temptations? Called Dhamma, self-control. Only put boundaries. So temptations will not go overnight, but put boundaries. So while, for example, eating breakfast, idli and something very delicious is there, so before beginning your breakfast, put a boundary. 4 idlis or 3 idlis. If you eat 5, then put 4. If you eat 4, then 3. Eat 3, then 2. If you are eating 1, then 4. No, that is not the way, But boundaries. So we won't be able to overcome it right away, but slowly exercise some limited self-control and then slowly increase that. So 5 idlis, after 1 week 4 idlis, after 1 week 3 idlis. Idli is an example because I love it, but then it is temptation. Means crossing the boundaries. That is why the boundaries will help us to overcome temptations. In the first mantra of Mandukya Upanishad, Brahmaji is mentioned as creator of the world. Is it communicated here God is a person? So Brahma is one identified with all the beings. He has the identification with all the beings. You follow what it means? I am identified with this much. But Brahma is identified with all the beings, which means that the well-being of all the beings is, in his heart. Whatever I am identified with, this is what I'll work for. So that way Brahma may be called an individual, but then a highly evolved, most highly evolved individual. So we'll reserve these 2 questions for tomorrow and conclude this evening with one bhajan. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Hara Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Sarveshwaraya Nama Om. Jagadishwaraya Nama Om. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Shiva Sarveshwaraya Nama Om. Jagadishwaraya Nama Om. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Chandrasekharaya Nama Om. Gangadharaya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Om Namah Shivaya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Hara Hara Haraya Nama Om. Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Shiva Shiva Shivaya Nama Om. Shiva Sarveshwaraya Nama Om. Jagadishwaraya Nama Om. Jagadishwaraya Nama Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णवशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ